You're listening to the Barretta Brothers, two of us. For best results, use both ears.
Hey, Gene.
Hey, Billy,
What you doing?
I can see you.
What are you doing there?
I'm gonna make a show.
Let's talk about what the show's gonna be. Who's gonna be on, Gene?
We're gonna have Eric Jacobson.
Yeah, he does puppets.
Yeah. And guess what else we're gonna have?
Who?
We're gonna have Muppet trivia again. Another episode of I know that.
Oh, I knew that. With who?
We're gonna have Madison Mantas versus Tyler Partnow.
Oh, Partnow.
Yeah.
All right, so what's gonna be first?
Eric Jacobson first.
Okay, if anybody wants to see stuff, you can go to GeneBarretta.com or you can go to the BerenSon.com. You can see stuff. But right now, we're gonna go right to Eric, right, Gene?
We should. Yeah. Okay. Why keep him waiting? Let's go.
Yeah, we'll see you in the middle.
Okay.
Fine.
Well, I believe my little brother is here. Gene, you didn't know you had a little brother named Eric, did you?
I have two now.
Yeah. But yes, let's bring on this fella. He is, well, everybody knows, phenomenal performer, phenomenal artist, amazing puppeteer, has a great family. I like his hair. He's got great haircuts.
And maybe in competition with Alice Deneen, may have the best background of all of our interviews.
That's true. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Eric Jacobson.
Yeah.
Hey guys, how you doing?
That is some really cool room you're in.
Thanks. I call it my evil lair.
Yes, very nice.
It's kind of inspired by an artist that I really love. I mean, you might be able to put some of his paintings up. His name's Shag, Josh Agel, or Shag. He goes by Shag.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Oh, so that's
really
that's
cool
the
stuff.
theme. That's the kind of theme.
Yeah.
Based on his artwork. Oh, cool.
We're debating whether that's just a green screen behind you.
Yeah.
Any way you could
Can you
prove that that's
Can
a
you
real
put a log
room?
in the fire? Can you put a log in the fire?
No, I can't put a log in the fire because it's actually an electric fireplace. It's not like a
so you
real
can just go turn
fireplace.
it on?
Yes,
You just go
just
turn
use
it
your
on?
remote.
I could, but I mean, I don't want to steal time from this interview. I know you've probably got other people you need to
Well,
interview
you know what?
too.
It's okay. We can wait. No, go ahead.
Yeah.
We'll wait.
I'd love to see it.
It'll be nice.
My knee has been really bothering me too, and I don't know if I really should stand up right now and walk over there.
Right.
It's been acting up, and
All right, maybe another time.
you wouldn't want me to have to go to the emergency room now in the middle of this interview.
No.
No, as a matter of fact, the last time you popped on to our other show, you injured yourself. So we don't want you to get hurt again.
I know.
Yeah.
Did you get the chairs worked out?
But yeah.
Okay.
I bought a chair especially for this interview with you guys since then, and so you'll be getting my invoice for that, as well as the little bit of knee surgery that I had to have after that last appearance too. So it's in the mail. Don't worry about it. It's in the mail.
We should talk about this off, because I don't know about this invoice thing. I'm not sure. I'm aware of that.
But
I'll tell you
something to sign.
Oh. So here's the thing. Like we kind of start with, where are people from? Where are they originally from? Where were they born? Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I feel like with you, I want to go the opposite way. I want to start with where maybe you are now.
We're doing a Benjamin Button kind of thing.
Yeah. And then go back.
So by the end of this interview, I'll be 10, 20 years younger?
An infant. Yes. You'll be a little baby.
We'll meet your pregnant.
Sign me up.
So I am. I think, well, let's see how it goes. Let's do this. So what is the latest thing you've been working on? I mean, that's that you could maybe talk about? I don't know if there's stuff you've done that you can't mention yet, but is kind of the latest production the Elmo talk show that's kind of out?
Well, that's one of the latest things to have come out.
Right. But did that come out after Muppets Now or before?
Actually before. It started coming out before.
So Muppets Now.
Yeah, I guess so. That's the biggest thing.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Sure.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I mean, I've been doing a lot of stuff from home, promoting that, as well as a lot of things for Sesame Street.
Right.
We've done a number of town halls with CNN and a bunch of other things as well.
Right.
And yeah, so it's kind of a blur to me. So, but I mean, Muppets Now, that's exciting. That just came out very recently. That might be it.
How many episodes did you guys make?
Well, there's 6 that are coming out.
Okay.
6 are coming out. Yeah. We didn't actually make any episodes.
Right.
Well, explain that to our viewers. How did you go about production?
Yeah, well, I mean, Bill, you know more about it than I do because I just showed up. But we did a bunch of.
Well, that's not true. You didn't just show up, but we all kind of collaborated and made these amazing, I think, what were amazing kind of shorts. And
they were just meant to be shorts, and each one, work was put into each one individually, not knowing that they would ever come together and become this show.
Right.
But as it happens, I guess Disney Plus really loved the stuff that we did and thought, hey, we got a lot of great material here. Let's do something even more with it. And so they made a show out of it. And my family has been sitting around the TV weekly, consuming this stuff, watching this show, and they all really seem to enjoy it. I enjoy watching it with them. It's just because of their age and everything, I haven't really had a chance to share my work with them, with the Muppets this way. So that's been really nice.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jackson's favorite character, I shit you not, Jackson's favorite character on Muppets Now, the mole. I swear to you, I don't know if it's just in our genes because it's my favorite. I love him.
Oh my gosh, we've got a picture of him right there.
Yeah,
I don't even remember what he looks like.
Well, here's what he looks like on. Gene, can you show him from the show?
Yeah,
here he is on the show. Jackson thought this was so funny, and not just what he's going through, but the character, that voice. That I love him. There he is.
Oh,
he is as a taco.
Oh, now I see it. I couldn't put it together before. There's the shells are around his side. The shell.
Yeah.
He's got cilantro in his mouth.
Yeah, he likes it. It's cozy. I love Mexican food.
He is my favorite, and I want you to know, while I've been watching him, and I started to do like a little research on you, about. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to go back, but I didn't know your middle name, and I think that's what his name should be.
Well, my dad Norman would be very proud.
So that was your dad's name.
Yeah,
Norman.
yeah.
Got it right. I think he should be Norman. I think that character should be Norman.
I mean, if we ever see him again, sure.
Oh, we will. We will.
Who gets to decide?
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know. It's just.
I knew we were doing this mole thing, and my first thing was get that Eric Mole character because he's been making me laugh with him. I don't know how many times have you had a chance to play with him over the years? Twice with us or something?
Yeah. I mean, not.
And I just
Not
lose
much.
it. I just lose it every time.
He's fun.
So-
He's fun. He's kind of a character that I've, I keep reappropriating for different things, different projects.
Yeah.
outside of Muppets.
He's so innocent.
Yeah.
He's just such a naive
He's
little
pretty
guy.
naive.
And he just goes with it. He's like, okay. I love him.
It's fun. It's fun to get to do something different from what we're normally called upon to do.
Yeah.
Every now and then. Yeah. I mean, it's a huge honor doing these, fabulously well-known characters, but just to be able to play with something, that comes genuinely from yourself is really, really a treat.
Let's talk about this. So there are so many characters. I mean, it's pretty amazing that, and actually, you know what? I just want to go back because we were talking with Matt a little bit about, what the expectations that people have, right, of some of these iconic characters that we're doing, right? The ones that we've taken on for other people, and we're keeping them moving, keeping them alive. And I remember Dave Goles when you did the read through for A Very Merry Muppet Christmas, and I remember Dave didn't realize that you were sitting there yet, or what was happening exactly. And we started doing the read through, and he was looking for Frank, and he was like, "What?" And then he was like, "How can this be? How is this possible?" And so
he's gotten his ears treated since then. I mean, his hearing is much better now.
Yeah, no, but Matt and I were talking about voice matches versus being close to, but also then embodying the character and the essence of the character. You do both, right? So I don't think of myself as a voice match person. Like, I think I kind of
you're awfully good, Bill.
Well, but like,
your Swedish Chef is amazing.
Oh,
it is.
Well,
like I can't tell the difference.
Well, I appreciate that. But here, the most unusual, unique, I think, voices and characters are Frank's characters. They are phenomenal, amazing characters. And the fact that, how long you've been doing it now? 20 years, 25 years? How long has it been since you started your first?
I mean, I started in the late 90s on Sesame Street.
Right. What was your first one? Who'd you double? What was the first one you doubled? Do you remember? Bert?
I think, well, it was either Grover or Bert. I think it actually was, I think it was Grover. I think I did. Oh, there's
there you are. There's both.
Picture with me in a wig.
So
I think it was Grover. I think I the first thing I ever uttered.
Oh wow!
As any of those characters was Grover, but then but I remember the first time doing Grover, and I remember the first time doing Bert for sure. And
tell us what it was like doing Grover for the first time.
Yeah. Well, it was really scary.
Yeah.
It was really scary. Nobody'd done this before. And to take over or double or understudy for a performer who's still living, still with us, still still quite capable, and he still is, and he's still brilliant. But so I just remember being really scared. But everybody was really supportive, and I guess I was underneath the steps in the arbor at Sesame Street, and so I was kind of removed from everybody. I was working through a hole in the steps.
Oh, right. Nobody was around, right? You can't see anybody looking at you in a weird way.
I couldn't tell. So I mean, maybe that was a good thing.
Right. Yeah.
But everybody was super supportive and has been all along the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I did Rolf was just a laugh, and I couldn't believe I was getting to do him. It was just a
Yeah.
It
was just a line with Grover. It's just one line, and I must have rehearsed that one line 300 times before I did it. And then with Bert, I think some of the first things I did with him was, like, it wasn't the very first thing I did, but really early on, we did this home video, Sesame Street Goes the Doctor, and basically all I had to do with Bert was sneeze. The amount of research I did for that.
But that's a very specific thing, right? That's still a very specific thing.
Yeah.
There's a certain way that Bert would sneeze.
Oh,
How does that sound? Can you do that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's not at-shoo. It's not at-shoo. It's at-soo. It's like at-soo.
At-soo.
I didn't come up with it.
So that at-soo is based on something you'd seen Frank do before?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. You know what?
And we sneezed another way in, something else, but that's what I went off of. I just thought that was really funny. So, I wanted to be faithful.
But that's the truth, isn't it? Like, people don't realize that when we're stepping into these shoes, how specific and how important it is to learn as much as we can to emulate that, or to help create that character. But then ultimately you've got to put yourself in there, and it's got to grow and change, right?
You have to. I mean, it can start off as an impression for about 2 minutes, but then you have to really embody the character and kind of merge with the character and bring yourself to it so that it becomes alive and authentic. Otherwise, it remains an impression. I still take, I pay a lot of attention to voice, because I know that a lot of people still key into the voice first and foremost. But it has to have a lot more backing that. Obviously, it has to. And honestly, if you're paying attention only to the voice, then the character just goes out the window, and you just it's usually I'll start off interviews really, the voice is really good, and then I realize about halfway through that I'm not paying any attention to it anymore, that I'm on autopilot, and that's probably where I should be.
That's a good thing.
It's where I have to be
on autopilot. You're amazing on autopilot. I think you check yourself a lot, and I'm always, that I've always tried to go, no, don't think about because you're very specific and you're amazing, and I love when you let go.
Yeah. Well, it's fun. It's fun. There's I think I have the most fun doing those satellite media tours, and where you start getting punchy after about the 100th one.
Yeah.
and you don't know if you're making sense at all, but you're having a ball. And
have you guys ever said anything that you knew as soon as you said it in those junkets that was just way out of character or a mistake?
I've contradicted myself at times. I know I've done that, and that's probably what I'll really kick myself for afterwards.
It's hard to keep track of everything with these characters, Think about it. So here's not only your life and all the things you have to remember about yourself, right? But you have to remember everything about Fozzie's life, Piggy's life, Sam's life, Animal's life, Grover's life, Bert's life, the newsman's life, Guy Smiley's life. Could stop me when there's enough. Who else? Who am I missing?
No.
Mole. I mean, seriously, to remember all these things, and because there are people out there who have specific interactions with these characters that expect you to remember that, just like you would any relationship, right?
Yeah. Maybe Gene, that might be an appropriate answer. So there's been more than one occasion where I'll have met somebody as a character, and then I'll
Right.
totally forget who they were.
Yeah, cool.
But next time I meet them, next time I see them, and like they remember the interaction so vividly, and
Sure.
me just not being as plugged into popular culture, that was the only time I ever had heard of who this person was, and then they
Right.
just kind of like disappeared and say they're like, they were super famous then and I didn't know it, and
Right.
I meet them again and they're even more famous now, and I still don't I don't know who they are, one, and I don't remember meeting them.
Yeah.
That is the most embarrassing thing.
That's the
probably
hardest.
a good thing though for the character, because you don't want to go starstruck into it and let that affect your performance.
That's true.
That's true, but I think you want to remember. I think they are hoping that the character knows them
Absolutely,
intimately.
and it's shameful. It's happened on more than one occasion.
Same with me.
But I think I was most I was most embarrassed one of my first times at bat with Miss Piggy, and I did this video, this kind of sit down chat with MARISA Berenson.
Oh, nice.
Here's the deal. It was so early on that I hadn't really met anybody with Miss Piggy, but a lot of people had met Miss Piggy.
Right.
So MARISA Berenson is one of them. She was on the Muppet Show, and she was so excited to talk with Miss Piggy and to reminisce. And because it meant so much to her, you could tell. And I felt so I felt so much like a fraud. I felt like I couldn't deliver on her hopes and expectations one iota. I mean, I knew she was on. I couldn't remember the episode. I certainly don't remember Frank's memories backstage working with her, and she so desperately wanted to reconnect with Miss Piggy, and I just played dumb. I played like
a little bit of generalizing, right? You have to generalize.
Mostly like I mean, it's Miss Piggy, so it's just like, nah, I don't remember.
Oh, right.
I don't remember. Are you sure you were on the Muppet Show?
Right. Yeah.
Awful. I felt so terrible. I mean, that's the thing though, when you're playing another character, like sometimes you have to go in these directions that you yourself would be, it's not instinctual. It's not what you would do. And sometimes the behavior is quite shameful.
Yeah. And it's interesting too, because, and I know that's one person in one situation, right? But that's the whole issue that I know we all have with multicasting characters, is that, could you imagine if there were two other people out there doing Miss Piggy right now, and you all have to be figuring out who and what you can say and what she did and what attitude and what perspective she has on things? I mean, it just doesn't work. And that's why, this idea of multicasting is such I think a terrible thing. It just doesn't work. It doesn't help the characters.
My memory is not very great, but at least I have a shooting chance of recalling the last time we met. The last time that Miss Piggy met, somebody, one of the hosts on the Today Show.
The last 25 years of her life, you are right. I mean, that's It's So I could definitely do with a better memory though. That would save me a lot of embarrassing moments. Not just with the Muppets, but like in life in general. Like, I literally had a meeting this morning with somebody I met on a cruise, a Disney cruise. They remembered the Swedish Chef also did. I did made a gingerbread house or something for Christmas This was like 2 years ago. I don't even remember doing it.
At least I remember my kids' names,
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. But you were going to ask him about when he started.
What was the first year for you with the Muppets?
Well, that would go back to like 1992. I was an intern. While I was in college, I was an intern. Yeah, and I worked in the studio at the Carriage House.
At the Carriage House. Right?
Yeah, in New York. This is in New York. And my job was basically, I worked with Jason Bielski and David Gumpel and Jonathan Murphy.
Uh-huh.
And my job was to make dubs, copies of the tape library for people who made requests just all day long. I was making copies. And so basically it was my job to watch everything the Muppets had ever done.
Right.
And it was a great education because of course I'd seen a lot growing up, but this was a treasure trove of stuff.
Yeah.
Rare things as well as the stuff that, everybody knows about. And I just watched it and I just took it all in.
Am I picturing the machine room in there where it was like there was like 8 or 10 VCRs or something, and you would
it was all videotape back then.
Yeah.
So making a copy wasn't just like pressing a button, waiting a couple minutes. You had to wait for the entire show to run out in real time.
Yeah. Is it SP or LP? How long is it? How much tape am I going to use? Yeah.
There's a few of the major puppeteers who have gone in doing different jobs and professions within Henson and the Muppets, and nurturing all of that and letting it absorb before you actually became a performer, which is a great way to start.
Oh, it was fantastic. I definitely had a yearning to work for the company and to become a puppeteer with them. I was doing, I was working jobs on the side, and puppet gigs here and there.
Yeah.
But to actually be there with these people who make the magic, and then I got to, I was there at the studio, and when the Muppets started doing stuff for GMA, again, this is still very soon after Jim had passed, and things had quieted down a little bit, but they were starting to ramp up again. And I got to be there for that, and and watch Frank and Steve and Dave, and Jerry all working together again. That was beautiful, and I just took it all in. It's like I don't know. It was a dream come true for me because I really worshipped all of those guys.
Did you know, or was it something that you knew that you kind of had a knack for, were doing voices? Is that something you always did as like a kid, or did you? Because you can do all kinds of voices. It's not, people may think it's just you're in the, the Frank area because of those characters, but you do all kinds of voices and great matches, right? Was that something you always went into?
I've always been something of a mimic. And since I was a little kid, I would sing along with the Muppet movie soundtrack, especially, and I would try and get my voice to resonate with Jim's, with Frank's, doing, singing along with all the characters, and if I could, get it to like blend, that was really satisfying to me as a kid. And yeah.
Before you were given any of Frank's characters, did you think that your voice was headed in that direction as far as what you could mimic in your words, or were you impersonating other characters that you thought were more in tune with your natural voice?
That's interesting. I think it wasn't something that I really thought about much.
Right.
You know, it's just like a fun little pastime, which turned into a party trick
Yeah.
as I got older. But I never thought about, oh, this is what I'm going to do
Right.
for a living at all. And it wasn't until Jim had passed and I just kind of reassessed what I wanted to do with my life that I went down that path. So.
And it's a big move. Were you going to college in New York or were you in Texas?
Well, I'm from Texas.
Right.
But I went to New York to go to film school.
Fort Worth, don't you?
At NYU.
Hey, that's what I did.
What?
I graduated NYU Film School too.
I didn't know. We've probably had this conversation and I don't recall.
Yeah, I know. It's a while.
I went to the University of Fort Worth.
That's
okay. Tell us about
that. Must be way before my time because I don't remember that university at all growing up.
It's a small one. It's a small one, but where I went.
There's TCU. Are you sure you're not talking about TCU?
That's what I mean.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I grew up in Fort Worth, Texas, hence the accent. And
I don't hear an accent at all.
You can hear it when I get sick.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I think it has something to do with just, letting your guard down. You're just like so tired and exhausted, and it's so much effort to keep up appearances. So you just start talking like this, and
seriously, it's that thick.
That's good. That thick? You're escaping that one. Where's that character? You haven't done that.
Yeah.
There's not too many opportunities.
Oh, come on.
Just start too many opportunities. I would love to do it.
Come out.
Real Texan.
Well, one who's tired and like that and just doesn't feel good.
Like a Huckleberry Hound almost.
That's great. So I'm going to jump. But here's the thing where I think you really got thrown in. Although, well, I don't know if that's true because I wasn't really involved in the New York side of things. But so you're doing Bert and Grover.
Yeah.
So how long were you doing them before you did Very Merry Muppet Christmas? Because wasn't that like the big kind of?
It was like
you were doing
just like 3 or 4 years.
So you were doing that. You were already in it.
I was. I mean, it's true. That was great preparation. I don't know that I would have. I think I would have sank, not swam, if I didn't have that experience. Working with some of Frank's characters on Sesame Street, and with all the pressure that comes with production and the high profile nature of those characters there. Because I was really young and I had a lot of confidence, but I didn't have all the experience yet, and I needed that. I needed the experience under my belt to really know what I was doing.
Right. So can you talk about how that came about? Doing Piggy and Fozzie for Very Merry Muppet Christmas? Was there auditions or something? What was that about?
Yeah, well, there were auditions. I think just about everybody, every male performer that the Henson company at the time knew.
I'd love to see that because there can't be anybody who was as close as or nearly as close as you. I can't imagine it. I know many of them and they're amazing performers.
Yeah.
But man, it's undeniable when you know what I mean. I wonder.
Well, that's very kind of you to say. I'm hoping they'll tell me I got the job one of these days.
Yes, soon.
That was very Texan of you, by the way. It was very kind of you to say.
Well,
But what was the audition like?
my dad was a very graceful Texan. I learned my manners from him.
What was the audition like? Do you remember what that was like?
Yeah. It was what was that, was that the second or third floor conference room at 117 East 69th Street.
Wow.
Yeah. And this gigantic room with I think there's one of the chairs, one of those Gothic chairs from the Dark Crystal sitting in the corner. And there's like a library of like Betamax tapes of everything the Muppets had ever done.
I remember that.
All around.
Was that a
Yeah,
front
you remember that?
Yes, I do.
front room, the front of the building? Because I think
Yes.
I know that room. Yeah,
Yes.
I remember the chair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, and it was just I think it was just Kevin there with the camera,
Oh wow.
and he was late. And so the line had backed up a little bit, and so both Peter LINZ and I were sitting there waiting. And it was supposed, it was just supposed to be one person at a time, because it was a big deal. And it's like,
yeah, you don't want to cross paths with like your buddy. Yeah.
But thankfully, Peter and I, we were even good buds back then, and we stuck around for each other and rooted each other on, and it was actually really nice. We were just really supportive of one another. We said, I can't remember who asked first, but they, one of us said, would you mind like sticking around and, just giving me, some feedback as we do this? And, and we wound up doing it for each other. It was really nice.
That's awesome. Nice. And Peter did do a good piggy, but there's I don't even know how to describe it. There's a I don't know what that is. The quality, the tone, the up in the nose. I don't know what it is. Whatever that thing is that you do, that is what Frank is. There's I don't know anybody else that could do it. I can't believe that you are able to do these characters the way you do. They're amazing. They're just amazing, Eric. Phenomenal.
Well, thank you. Thank you. It's important to me that audiences are still entertained by these characters, and that they that first off they recognize the characters as the ones they grew up with, but then also that they continue to be entertained by them. Yeah. If we weren't still entertaining people, what's the point? What's the point? I didn't originate these characters. You've got some great originals yourself, Bill, but the characters that you've inherited, if we weren't, I'm sure you feel the same way. Like, we got to keep, it has to still mean something to people for there to be a point in us continuing to do this work with the Muppets. And thankfully, I think we do still connect with audiences.
I think so too. I think we've all been fortunate to hang around with the original guys, to understand Jim to a degree of what that feeling is and what that group is supposed to be like, because really it does come down to the relationships underneath these characters. And I think that's part of what's kept this alive, is that we have good relationships below the puppets, and that's what really drives all of this.
But the whole gang, we are all very connected. There's a lot of love there. I consider you my best friends.
Oh God.
Not the same?
Well, there's pressure.
Not
I
mutual.
just feel like, it's more of a working relationship for me.
Okay. That's what he tells me. Hey, Eric, have you heard of the game called
Yeah, Gene.
Yeah. There's a game called Pick a Number. Heard of it?
Oh,
No, but it sounds like a game I could do.
Want to
yeah,
play?
you could.
Yeah.
We'll see. It's you have to basically you pick a number between what, Gene? 1 and 14?
1 and 14.
I can do that. What's the
we're not
what's
going to
the
say what
object?
happens after that. You just pick a number.
Yeah, we're not saying a thing.
Is there a wrong number?
There could be.
Is there a right number?
There could be.
Oh my gosh.
Roll the dice.
Give it a spin.
Okay. I'm going with lucky number 7.
Everybody seems to go 7.
Well, then I go with 8.
Oh, he's going with 8, Gene.
I don't want to be like everybody else.
Here we go.
Tell us what part of you do you have to go to get to this guy?
All I got to do is take off my shirt and just start running around screaming. I love that guy. He's just so primal. You're talking about the guy on the left.
Oh, well,
Right.
all right. Yeah, okay.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah.
You want to play it?
Yeah, he's so primal. The only thing I don't like about him is how my throat feels after performing him.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And he's musical. You're a very musical person. He's a very musical character too.
Sometimes
right?
I don't know how to play the drums.
No, but you have an internal rhythm. You're a good singer. You have good rhythm.
I think we all have to be. That's part of the job. Got to be at least a little bit.
Well, not all.
Care to share any names?
Did I say that?
No, I think I just read your mind, Bill.
Did you? Oh, no. What? Did I?
All right, pick a number.
Yeah, pick a number.
Another number. Oh,
Come
wait,
on,
these
it's a game.
pictures are all numbered, huh?
Maybe.
Okay. I want to know what 7 is now then.
All right, 7.
Dink.
So is this always number 7? For
No.
everybody you
Every
interview?
time we interview you, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, guys.
So these guys, I love these guys. They're, it's Laurel and Hardy, Abbott and Costello, Dean Martin, Jerry Lewis, and Bert and Ernie. Those are the comedy teams.
Yes.
These are the two back in 1970 or something, switching through the channels. These were the two faces I saw that made me stay on the show. And that started the whole thing for me. Yeah.
They were my favorite part of
too.
Sesame Street growing up.
And Guy Smiley.
I tuned in just to watch them. I loved their dynamic. And I love going back and watching those old bits.
Yeah.
And Jim and Frank are just so brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they always were, but with those characters especially, I cannot get enough of them.
Yeah. And they really, you really get a sense of that they had a script, but they didn't, always stick to it. They played within the parameters of that script, and it could grow or change just within a little bit, but you knew it felt fresh. There was something about it where you were like, that's really happening.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And, in working with Frank on Sesame Street and getting to watch his process, his side of things, I didn't get to witness Jim, but I did get to witness Frank and, to see his approach to scripts and material. And that was just so eye-opening. And it just makes sense going back and watching all of that early stuff. Oh yeah, I get it. That's how he did it. He'd,
Right.
he'd just
Oh, that's cool.
take a script and he'd just be like, an arrow down here, move this, cross that out.
Yeah.
Move this, change that, and okay, let's roll.
Let's see what happens. Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Yep.
It's
Pick a number. Pick a number.
Yeah. 3.
3. All right.
It's a magic number.
If you say so. Happy
2
to please.
peas. There's 2 peas in a pod. Piggy and a Pepe.
Ah!
There's Muppets now.
I want to see more of their relationship.
Yeah, you know what? We don't explore that very much, do we?
No, we don't. The only thing we ever wind up doing is, just one of them brushing the other off.
Yeah.
But we did something. You remember this? We did something for QVC of all people.
Yeah.
Where
What happened?
we had them in cahoots. You remember this?
Yeah, why? What were they doing? What was that?
I don't know what their aim was. I can't remember that, but I just remember that they were in cahoots, and Pepe was actually trying to help Piggy. They were a team, and it was really great because she's got drive. She has things she wants.
Right, swag.
Okay.
Pepe loves
kind of
swag.
out there, absurd, outrageous goals in life. And Pepe, I don't know, he's maybe not, he doesn't care about following the rules all the time.
Never. But
Yeah.
he is kind of the male Piggy. I mean, he's selfish,
Right.
It's all about getting stuff, it's all about him. He's just the small seafood version of Piggy, but they would be fun, it would be fun to have Pepe as like an assistant, but I think Deadly is so great. In that role.
Deadly is kind of filled.
They have that relationship.
That kind of role. Yeah.
I just remember,
but I don't think. I think their objectives, they might line up more than we have
That's right.
assumed in the past.
Yeah, I don't know why this came up, but in the Muppets with Jason Segel, they did dancing together, didn't they? Weren't they rehearsing?
They did.
Right?
They did.
Pepe was the choreographer or something, and he's trying to catch her.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, she jumped on him or something. Yeah.
Pick a number.
We should try to find something.
14. I want to know what's there at the end of the rainbow. What's 14?
I like this one. Somewhere, boink. Yeah.
Harry the Duck from the Bear in the Big Blue House. Haven't seen him in a long time.
Tell us about Harry.
Yeah, well, Harry's a nice guy. He's just trying to get along in the world.
Yeah.
He's I had done a little work on Bear in the Big Blue House, with Tyler Bunch and Peter LINZ, kind of doubling for them. They're still providing the voices, but they played multiple characters on the show, and so they would throw their voices live as we were taping, and I would lip sync to them, usually with Pip and Pop, the otters. And so I'd been working on the show for a little bit, and proving my worth to Mitchell Kriegman, who was he was producing that show and directing and writing a bunch of them as well. And he threw me a bone. He threw me Harry. He said, "Yeah, I want you to do this." So
cool.
So that was kind of cool, and I think that was right before that was the biggest character I'd worked that I had gotten to do.
Oh, right.
For Henson.
Right.
To that time. Yeah. So it was a big deal for me. Yeah. I like, yeah. So he has a place in my heart, Harry.
You want to do another? Bill, is there one that you can see that you would like him to comment on, or should we let him?
Number
5? All right, that's what I thought you
Sorry,
might.
Eric. Hey, Eric, what number do you want to pick?
5.
Oh,
okay.
For some reason that
5 it is.
in my head.
Yeah.
Oh.
There he is.
2 of the biggest lovable lugs that ever walked this earth.
Yeah.
I love that man, Carol Spinney, so much. He still is an inspiration to me and all of the performers. Every day that he walked onto set, he never forgot how grateful he was to be on Sesame Street and for the characters that he got to play and just for his lot in life. And he kept doing it into his 80s.
Unbelievable.
I know.
And he was out doing those Comic-Cons and things for a long time.
Loving it.
Yeah.
Loving that connection with the fans. Loving the characters that he got to portray. He always talked about likening working for the Muppets as working for the Beatles. Or playing Big Bird was like getting to grow up and be Mickey Mouse. And that's how I feel.
Right.
Getting to portray these characters.
You're doing Oscar. I mean, holy cow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And you know what's interesting? Sorry, just talk about voices.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, Carol couldn't be any further away from Frank as like those voices to me are so far apart, but that you capture the essence of Carol as well. I mean, man, I don't know. It's amazing. You do such a great job with him.
Well, I don't know how much is talent and how much is just being born with a weird voice.
You've got to do something with the voice.
A weird cavity.
Yeah. Do something with it.
Well, that's a nice sentiment to end on. You're happy to be doing it. It's a pinch me moment most of your life,
It really is. It continues to be. I love every second that I get to do this. I am grateful myself. It's incredible.
Well, I know people are grateful too out there. They are so happy that you're carrying on all these characters. But come on, let's get some new ones. We got the mole. We got the guy from Fort Worth now. Come on, we gotta get these out there.
Is it going to be Norman? Come on, Norman.
Gotta be Norman. Can we call him Norman? Can we just?
I love it.
Okay, good. So next time we have that mole or we find a place for him, it's got to be Norman. That's done.
Okay.
Awesome. That's great. Your dad, what a sweet man he was. I got to meet him so briefly one time, but man, just a sweet.
He's
man.
great. His, my memory is shot. His is really shot nowadays.
Yeah.
But he's still the sweetest guy.
You can see it in his eyes. He's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, buddy.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you.
It's fun talking to you this way.
Say hi to Mary for us.
Yeah.
I will.
All right,
Absolutely.
Send my love and hugs, and hopefully I'll get to hug you sometime soon. I don't know what.
Yeah. Enough of this virtual stuff.
Yeah.
I miss you guys.
See ya.
All right.
Bye.
See ya.
How cool.
There he goes.
It's so nice to hear how grateful he is for the experience he's having. It makes it all matter so much more.
But how grateful the Muppets are to have somebody that talented and somebody that can carry on these characters like this is unbelievable. It really is.
Okay. Hey, I thought of a new segment for every show. I'm going to look at Gene's cool T-shirts. Because look what I have on today. Remember this show?
That's a way. Yeah, I sure do. Do I remember it? That was hard.
It was hard.
Just a lot of great people. I want to, it's great people working on it. It was challenging. It was just a really challenging one. I remember.
But I realized I realized today I have lots of cool T-shirts that some of the Muppet people might want to see. So,
but
yeah,
sorry, but I just want to say that was Eric Jacobson.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Now I can put the face together with the name.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I just wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if you knew through that was him, but that's Eric.
I never looked at the name. I like to go in cold.
And just feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if it's interesting, it'll spawn questions.
Right. So let's talk about, we have the game coming up. I knew that, but let's talk about who's coming up next week.
Well, we're going to have two things next week. On Thursday, September 3rd at 7 p.m., we're going to have another episode, another live Q&A. So join us for that. We'll put out some ads to remind you. And then only 3 days after that, on September the 6th, we're going to have our episode with Ricky Gervais and Matt Vogel.
Ooh, that's a good one. Let me tell you. It's a good one. Don't miss it, folks.
Go one. It's a good one.
It's a good one.
All right,
the what?
You ain't gonna want to miss it.
No. So what do you say? Let's do the game.
Yeah. I'm hankering for some game.
All right. So let's get it started. Here we go.
We had so much fun doing Muppet trivia last time with our show. Oh, I knew that.
I knew that.
I'm really happy we're doing it again.
Yeah, and we have great guests, so let's bring them on. Who do we got, Gene?
Why don't we?
Who are our guests, Gene?
Well, let's bring on Madison Mantas. Madison is a lifelong Muppet fan residing in Milwaukee, Chicago suburbs. She grew up with dance, theater, and improv comedy backgrounds and a love for pop culture, who she would like to thank her parents and brother for bringing into her life. Most recently, she was a skipper at Walt Disney World's famous Jungle Cruise in Florida, telling crappy dad jokes on boats and loved every second of it. Welcome, Madison.
Thank you. I am very honored to be here.
Great to have you.
Thank you.
Right, let's bring on our second guest, who believes much more in brevity. Tyler is a lifelong Muppet fanatic, a musician, writer, artist, and puppeteer.
It's true. What could I say?
Tyler Partnow. Welcome, gang. I want to welcome you all to another episode of Oh, I Knew That.
Oh, I knew that. All right.
Well, for me, it's probably not going to be like, oh, I knew that. It's probably going to be more like, that's interesting. I didn't know that. You know what I mean?
That makes me feel a little bit better. So.
Okay.
Now, do you guys know each other already?
Yeah.
Through the internet. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been best friends for like 10 years at this point. It's crazy.
We go way back.
So probably even more way back than you two, I think.
I think we're siblings.
What?
Well, should we get Maury Povich on here and like do a little test? Yeah.
You guys got Maury back there?
Well, next guest, that'd be a good guest, honestly.
The rules have changed since the last one. This is a much simpler way of going about it. We're going to pick who goes first, and then we're going to ask you all 4 of your questions in a row.
Whoa.
And you'll get your best out of 4. We'll go to the next contestant, and they'll see if they can beat that score with their best out of 4. If there's a tie, we have a tiebreaker. Simple as that.
Sure. All right. Sound good? So now we got to figure out who's going to go first. So the way we're going to do that is I have here my wife's passport. And
whoa, so do I. That's so crazy.
What? In this passport,
it's an expired one though. Don't worry about it.
In this passport is her middle name. Tyler, can you guess what her middle name is?
Could I get like a first letter or something?
Nope. No.
Francine.
And Madison, can you guess what her middle name might be?
Well, I know your wife's name is Christine. Let's go basic. Marie.
Okay. So you're both wrong. But
No, you're kidding me.
yeah, I know you can't believe it, but you both got that wrong. But since Madison, actually, the letter of the first, rather the first letter in the name that you chose is closer to her first letter in her middle name, you get to go first. And I'm not going to tell you what her middle
I
name
thought
is.
that meant I get to go second. Oh, man.
No, you're going first. Her name,
Okay.
her middle name starts with a P, just so everybody knows.
Penelope? I don't know.
No.
Or
Patricia?
that's
No.
what I was going to, yeah.
No. Yeah.
Okay,
No,
so
you won't get
before we go a step further, let's let them know what they may win if they come out ahead in this game. You've got your choice of one of two items. You've got 6 prawn cocktail by Walker's.
Wow.
Or the Hormel Pig's Feet.
Yeah.
Now,
think about
what
it.
Does
Don't decide
6
now.
mean
Real
in the
tough.
prawn cocktail? I'm confused about that.
There's 6 of them, I guess.
6
I thought they were
chips or-
chips.
They are
Singular chips? They look like chips.
Yeah, they're
6
chips.
prawn cocktail. Yeah, they're chips, British potatoes, but they're somehow
Yeah.
they must have a prawn flavor.
Oh,
Sounds
They're like prawn.
amazing.
They're prawn crackers. Prawn crackers.
prawn crackers.
I think
The
I know what I
prawn
might
cracker
take.
wins. Okay.
And these questions, once again, are provided by our friends at Tough Pigs. Great Muppet fan website. Okay. Madison, you're going first.
right.
Billy, do you want to pick the first question or should I?
I can. Here we go.
I'm going to keep score.
Choosing it from my little Kermit cup.
Cute. I love it.
Let's see. What do we got? So, Madison,
Just
you're
dig
getting
into
the
his soul,
first.
Bill.
Yeah, I'm just going to pull it out of his little mushy brain. Okay, Madison, you ready?
Yep.
The Muppet, who would later become Gonzo, appears as a Frackle in the 1970s The Great Santa Claus Switch. What is his name in the special?
Snarl.
Ding, 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 ding. Very good.
Well,
Very good.
Tyler's
All
getting
right.
nervous.
He's got
A
one.
little bit. I mean, I knew that, but it's like, I knew that, you know.
Oh, I knew
You knew that.
That's the name of the
There you
show.
go.
That's it.
That's it,
All right.
man. Good. All right. Good job, Madison.
Madison, question number 2. Which of the Land of Gorsh Muppets is it Gorch or Gorsh?
What?
Gorge, I believe.
Gorch. Yeah. Which of the Land of Gorch Muppets from Saturday Night Live was named after a playful nickname given by the Muppet team to the clock in the green room at the Ed Sullivan Show?
Oof. Ugh. I knew this at one point, and I'm a huge SNL fan, so I'm just like, oh, like I know this.
That's why we call it All I Knew That.
I know.
It's genius.
I can't. I don't even want to take a guess because I'm going to be embarrassed if I don't know
Here
it.
we go. We're
Oh,
counting.
come on.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
And pass. Oh my gosh.
Pass. All right.
As soon as you say it, I'm going to. Oh, I knew that.
Gene, do you have the answer?
Man.
The Mighty Favog.
The Mighty Favog. Frank
You see-
Oz. Okay.
Wow.
All right.
Okay.
Here we go. All right. You're doing good. You're all right. You're 1 for
Right.
2.
1 for
Here
2.
we go. You're going to do all right. Don't worry. Don't get all worked up now. Oh, my gosh. This is a really easy one. Look, it's just a random pick. I know
Okay.
Madison's got this. What's Dr. Strangepork's first name?
Julius.
Ding, 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 ding. Very good. 2 out of 3.
Easy. Okay.
All right.
Your final
gonna get stuck
question,
with all
Madison.
Final question.
Dun, 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 dun. Madison.
Okay, here we go. In Oscar the Grouch's song I Love Trash, how old is his prized newspaper that's smelly and cold?
13 months old.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Whoa. Hey, you're good.
All right. Well, Tyler,
Madison.
Oh
All
boy.
right,
you're looking at 3 out of 4.
I already feel like I'm dead in the water here.
Oh,
Honestly.
come on.
Give yourself some more credit. I know you know your
Tyler,
stuff.
If you don't give us your all, I want that $1 back.
Oh boy, it's got to be worth at least more than $1 now. I mean,
now that you mentioned it, let's just tell that quick story. When Tyler met Billy at Jerry Nelson's memorial, was it 11 years ago now?
8.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And
it would have been 2012 then. Yeah. Oh, you want me to pick it up?
Go ahead. So what happened?
Well, I was a young lad at the time. Still am a little bit. But man, I wasn't prepared for this. Let's see. Well, I waited in line.
You were with your dad, right?
I was, yeah. I met Bill. I was a little starstruck. I probably didn't really say too much. But then my birthday was coming up, and my dad was like, Bill, we got to get your phone number because my son wants to talk to you and interview you. And so I still got it.
Don't show the number.
I won't. Don't worry. I'll cover that up. There we go. It says Bill Barretta right there.
Aw, I love
and then
that.
Maybe there's an 8, but you know.
I'm gonna guess the rest now.
Okay.
Is that one of the trivia questions today? I'm like,
go ahead, Madison. What's my phone number?
842-999-8764.
What? This is scary.
I told you I'm good at this.
What's mine?
Oh my God.
Mine? Do you know mine?
What's Gene's? He's in Philadelphia.
Ooh.
Everybody knows Gene's.
Oh, that's true.
342-689-3441.
All right, I'm changing my number.
Unbelievable. All right, here we go, Tyler.
No, I'm
you
gonna
ready?
go to Vegas with you, Madison. Honestly, you're pretty good with guessing numbers.
I know.
All right,
Here we
Tyler,
go.
you ready?
Oh boy.
All right.
Okay.
Tyler's first question. Three
Yes.
characters who debuted on Muppets Tonight were later released as action figures by Palisades Toys. Who are those characters?
Pepe the
From
King
Muppets.
Prawn, Johnny
Yes, sir.
Fiamma, Dr. Phil
Yes.
Van Neuter.
Bam!
Ooh.
Out of
Do
the
you have
park.
them
I'd say.
behind? Are they right behind you?
Yeah, hold on. We got Johnny right there. My man.
All right.
The best man. From Camden, New Jersey. Only an hour away.
You got it. You
That's
got
I'll
it.
visit
You
one
got
day.
it, buddy.
Forgot
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
that. And I know that American Autistic is going to be thrilled that we mentioned the name Dr. Phil Van Neuter.
Oh,
She is
that's true. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's a big
Biggest
fan.
fan.
Big fan. Big fan.
Okay,
Good character.
Tyler.
I missed
All right.
that guy.
In the
Madison's
fictional
got 3. Sorry,
Yes.
let's just keep track. Madison 3. Tyler 1.
won. In the fictional reality of Sesame Street, how old is Elmo?
3.
Is there technicality here? It's 3.5.
Oh,
That's a technicality. He's 3.5.
Yeah.
Sorry.
all right.
Sorry.
All right.
Very close. Very
I
close.
can't keep up. He grows up like so fast, honestly.
I know. It's very close.
You've been
All right.
growing up for 30
Still in
years
the
now.
game. You're still in the game.
Okay, I'm glad.
All right. Hang in there. Hang in there. Here we go. Okay. A Muppet named Boo Mortmerkson appeared in an episode of The Muppet Show. Who performed him?
That just sounds to me like maybe a Steve Whitmire character.
Sorry,
No.
it was Frank Oz. Frank
What did I
Oz.
say?
Madison won.
Congratulations.
I'm just going to
Thank
ask you
you.
your last question, just for prosperity.
Oh, please.
Prosperity? Posterity. Sorry.
Yeah, posterity. Here we go.
What are the names of the 3 titular little Muppet monsters from Little Muppet Monsters?
Oh, no clue. I don't know. I never watched that show. That show it had like 3 episodes.
Molly
Not my
Tug
thing.
and
Yeah, no.
Sorry about
Madison Mantas, you are our next Muppet Trivia champion.
Thank you.
Bravo, bravo. Well done.
you.
Good game. Good game.
Good game.
Yeah, good shake,
Wait.
guys. Good.
This way. Yeah.
I know.
all right.
Yeah, I
Weird,
don't know.
isn't it? Yeah.
You're a fun contestant, Tyler.
Thank
But
you.
we're going to have to give the prize over to
What are you going to choose, Madison?
Well, I'm allergic to shrimp, so Guess I'm gonna have to go with the
poor
pig's
Pepe.
feet. I know, and he's like one of my favorites. So
He couldn't come close. He couldn't come
No.
close. That's,
I mean,
it's sad.
that could be a good thing, I guess. So
Our last,
Yeah,
our last
probably.
champion also chose the pig feet. So it's the popular running gift so far.
I guess
How could you
so.
not, honestly?
Well,
Well,
guys, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And
We
I
really
love
appreciate you coming on.
Sorry, go
Yes, Tyler, your collection's amazing. Your bunny is phenomenal, Madison.
Thank you. I have a little. Actually, I have my Jim Henson portrait with Kermit in the back. Or no, he's got like Kermit on his hand. Yeah, my buddy
He's holding
Josh Steele. Yeah, it's a little. I think it's a watercolor. Maybe I could be wrong, but yeah, my friend Josh did that one. So yeah.
And what's the other thing
Love
back
it.
there? What does that say? What does that say back there?
It says wash your freaking hands.
Good advice.
Yeah.
You have to have that in the bedroom?
I mean, there's a
Yes.
bathroom right there. Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, folks. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm going to say goodbye.
And, bye, all.
Adios.
Bye,
Bye.
guys. Thank you.
Bye.
There we
And
go.
there's another edition of I Knew That.
Oh, I knew that.
Congratulations to Madison.
Well played. Well played.
Yeah, rather. And it was lovely seeing Tyler again, all grown up.
Great collection he had with him, too.
Yeah.
Okay, well, listen, another episode. Had a great time, and we just want to remind you before we leave that we'd like you to go to our YouTube channel and subscribe, please, and go to our website, join the mailing list. You'll be privy to some extra things that other people won't be privy to. And Thursday, the 3rd of September, join us for our next live Q&A at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And on the 6th, we are going to put out our next episode, which is Ricky Gervais and Matt Vogel, which is a great one.
It's
And that's all I got to say.
That's all we're going to say. Now we're going to go. Gene, can you make us go away again?
I'll use my magic fingers.
Gene, what are you going to do?
What do you say? I use my magic fingers, Bill.
You're going to do it.
Okay, watch this.
1, 2, 3.